Hey, 10th Man's Cat, Booger, how y'all doing?
Who's Booger? Oh, that's me. I'm Booger. I'm Booger.
10th Man's Cat.
Where's David's dog?
Where's that fucking guy? Just all lurking around, all of y'all.
So there's a lot of excitement happened on YouTube as of late, according to what we've been seeing.
There's been a lot of things going on here lately. A lot of people talking about this issue with scamming people on the internet and how that can work out.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody in the chat. In fact, it's been going on and on and on for days. And it's pretty interesting, all of the stories that have come out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
So we've had a lot of twists and turns and misdirections and I guess it's been hours and hours of panels going on, and I guess our goal today is to either resolve some of it or make it even more confusing. We don't know which one it's going to be.
It's going to be one of the two. This all started with Colonel with the wheelchair, correct?
That's when I noticed it. Yes, the Colonel with the wheelchair.
Right. So we got a little something. Do you want to bring that up, 10th Man's Cat?
Yeah, give me just 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Sure.
Nobody has heard a peep out of the Colonel since that thing went down. I mean, he has vanished. She.
Gone. Yeah, gone.
I mean, she.
Do you want me to share the little video of her?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's just dive right into it.
Yeah, let's get at it.
We have any customers? Any viewers?
72.
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry. I would have had that queued up, but I'm a little bit slow. I'm pulling it up now. Share audio.
We'll get Lou up here to help you.
I might need somebody. I hope I don't throw myself off.
That fucker last night was too busy trying to ban people. He kept kicking himself out of the stream. He was using his phone. He kept trying to ban people, and he kicked himself out of the stream about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, I know. What a goofball. Let's play this real quick. It's 3 minutes long. Probably a lot of people have already seen it.
I served this country for a little over 18 years, and I walked away as a full-bird colonel, retired, disabled, paralyzed, waist down.
It's not too private no more.
Agreed. It's less private
Give
with
me a
all us
second, y'all.
people.
I gotta get me another pack of smokes. I don't let him do it because then he'd steal me
Oh, okay,
blind.
yeah, I am sub to you, I believe.
I was about to say, she doubled up rude. I thought you was my friend.
I am your friend. So open your booty and let me in. No.
Clap it, clap, 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 clap.
Talking shit. Keyboard warriors. Keyboard warriors. No, make videos with everybody in the phone.
She does come back, right?
She does.
That
She
was
does.
dumb.
She's banging on the table right now to get some help. She needs some help.
Nice. You can people still there, you know? If she's there, I think she fell. You okay with the people?
I like how he scratches his head.
You better get on him, Tarzan. You better get on him.
That's the thing.
So that was the end of the e-begging from the Colonel. That pretty well done the Colonel in.
You know, it actually wasn't quite the end of the e-begging from the Colonel because, you know, Jeff had been very involved in raising money for this person's fake dog and some other stuff. And, you know, whenever we finally, I mean, you know, I had lots of serious questions about this person that I, you know, tried to raise in the comment sections of his, you know, his live streams and stuff. And I'd get blocked and banned. And whenever this all came out, all of the information that he held on the Colonel, because, you know, there's this transactions, PayPal money moving around, he didn't want to give it up. He didn't want anybody to know who this fake and fraud was. Didn't want anybody to catch on. Didn't want anybody, you know, to be able to get their money back. Nothing. Just blew it off. It was a mistake, y'all. He didn't realize that guy was a fraud.
Yeah, and the people that were on there didn't bat an eye. Like Frog said, they didn't, you know.
Well, the only one that really noticed, I think, was Dulcie. And you know, if you know, because you can see I pull into the video where it's just her little screen. But Dulcie had, you know, she had this look on her face. She really was the only one that noticed. Everybody else just kind of thought, I don't know if they weren't paying attention or what, you know. But Joe Cool was one of them.
Well, this was a marathon stream and it had been going on. And it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. So they were all half of them, most of them were stoned and tired and they didn't know what, you know, it was like, it was still late in the morning, you know, when all that went down. But it was right, it was right at the time. I don't know if you guys remember this. Remember, she said her dog, remember the dog?
Yeah.
So she says, y'all, my dog is dying. My dog's dead. My dog's dying. He needs medical vet bills, $2,000, $1,600 in vet bills for the dog. It's right at this time, and everybody was like, oh God, we gotta help him. We gotta help. You know, the Colonel's dog's dying. So they rather than do a pool or a big fundraiser, those people in that stream got together the money. They got like a lot of the money together. People, it was amazing. And they said, hey, look, we got the money together just between a few of us here. And they wanted to pay the vet bill. And so they said, you know, we'll just pay the vet bill. I don't know what made them think about calling the vet or paying the vet directly. But the Colonel was like, no, no, I need the cash. You got to pay me and I'll pay the vet bill. My vet doesn't work that way. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You know, what kind of vet would not take money? You know, it has to come from the you know, it's just kind of weird how all of a sudden it got really strange. As soon as they raised the money, she's like, holy shit, they're trying to pay the bill directly. I need the money. I need it. Send it to me, you know? And nobody really picked up on it, but it's right at that time. So it never got resolved because she started walking right after that and disappeared.
That's right. They let her walk and disappear.
Yeah, and she was known as, this was another GoFundMe. Was this the same one? This was different, right? This one here.
Is that the dog?
That is
Yeah.
the dog, I believe, and I think that's her face. It looks like, but it turns out the dog wasn't even, hers. The dog ended up being, part of some other dog money raising group that she was just using,
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. So there was also a screenshot of the DD-214 on the next one down, right there. And if you see, it's in Paint or Photoshop or something.
And I never saw that.
That's right. This is literally this is the stuff that Jeff presented as proof that this woman was an actual colonel, trying to convince, the people that subscribe to him to send money to this person.
Yeah, okay. Something about, and not just a full bird, right? She claimed to be a full bird colonel, right? Which,
That's correct.
Third colonel, bunch of years in the service.
yeah, even under the best, most fast-tracked expedient of circumstances, 18, 20 years is what it takes to get to full bird. And on the way up there, you're making some cheese. I mean, you're knocking down coins. It's six figures when you get close to that, being a full bird. So how is she begging for, she can't afford to fix her dog, making over $100,000 or whatever,
And and those were the kinds of things that she was saying that we were questioning. She had trained 17,000 dogs or some such crap as that,
20,000 dogs that she trained. So we started doing the math on that, how long it takes to train a dog for ADA compliance or ADA certified. And we're like, wait, that's in 20,000 dogs. Like, holy shit. It's amazing.
It was amazing. And following the colonel, remind me who was next. I'll remind you guys. I believe it was Becky O.
Yeah, Becky O was next. That's correct. So it was right after. It was right after the colonel.
I don't remember that one too much. I don't even know, what was that about? The Becky O one.
It's about her dog being raped.
Okay. Oh no, I shouldn't laugh. It's nothing to laugh at.
Yeah, so they were raising money for a motel. She got kicked out of the motel. Then she stayed with some crazy guy. It's just
They literally raised money for her to stay in a hotel for weeks. Weeks.
Oh wow.
yeah.
To get it. When the dog raped twice?
I believe the dog, no one knows really how many times the dog was raped, because the story goes that she dropped the dog off with a friend because she wasn't having the capacity to be able to care for the dog at the time. So she dropped it off with someone. And when she went to pick it up, she could tell that the dog had been raped because it had scratches all over it. And it was acting, like it had been raped.
Like a rape victim. Yeah.
Yes, and this is literally, people bought into it. Well, I don't know. I don't know who could have possibly bought into it, but apparently people did, because, they put her up in a hotel for weeks. And, she was on his panel for weeks begging for money.
Yeah, the story's been told that dog was actually the originator of the Me Too movement.
The dog did start the Me Too movement. That's true. And one of the things that she needed money for was for a rape kit for the dog. The problem with what according to her, with not being able to prosecute the person that victimized her dog, was because they didn't have the DNA evidence, and her dog wouldn't collect it without her giving. Her vet wouldn't collect it without her giving the vet $250 for a rape kit, because that's what happens with rape victims. They have to pay for their own rape kit, even when they're dogs.
Where's that dog gonna get $250?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, normally rape kits, are collected and it's, the police department that will make sure that it's paid for, because that's how they prosecute cases. So, I mean, that's kind of stupid. Just block you in the chat.
Yeah. There's pictures of the company that
These people are con artists.
they didn't want him involved whatsoever.
So we do have a few pictures of Becky O here.
Yeah. So
and the company
we'll bring this one up here with the company that this is good company, to be with. Is extra good. Patrick, her having a good time.
None of these people are con artists, are they?
No, I don't think so.
Wait, is that the three of them together? That's a video. Okay. I never knew they were all three together. Oh,
Yeah, they went out to visit her. Yeah, they went to visit her. I believe she lives down south.
They were in a hotel room or something.
Yeah, correct. That's right. And
Yeah.
there she is eating lobster,
Oh, I remember the man, I'm sorry, she fucked that lobster up. I mean, did you see? She was diving into it. Poor dog. Poor dog probably didn't get any lobster.
Big D said they were in a church.
They were in a church. I see.
They were in a church.
Yeah, she ate lobster every day for 4 days. It's interesting. I think she's from Florida. I get maybe they have lobsters. Maybe they're cheap there or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
they look pretty good
cheap.
though.
Yeah, it's like ramen noodles in Florida. It's real cheap.
They sell them. Yeah, they sell them at the convenience stores down there.
Yeah,
like they do boudin here, I'm sure.
Yeah, sell it in the jar right there at the counter and get your lobsters.
Boiled peanuts or lobsters.
Yeah, you get a half a dozen free lobsters with a full tank of gas. Pretty good. We've
kind of covered the Becky O situation, and I want to point out the next scammer. Who was the next one that came along after Becky O?
Wasn't that Mr. Sneed, Patrick Sneed?
Yeah, I think maybe Patrick Sneed was around, in there too. Patrick Sneed turned out to be a not so military veteran. Well, he was in the military, but he never served any time overseas in any sort of battle action. But that was that was what he presented to people.
The one thing about Teresa, that's your buddy.
He's not a fan of mine, nor any of these people. None of them are, big fans of mine. I can't understand why. They don't like people. I got a trophy from Patrick Sneed for being a troll, #1 troll.
That pissed me off.
Taking weeks to send it. Yes, hey, I had to get on his panel and get screamed at. After the colonel,
you said, "Give me the trophy, bitch." He's like,
"Send me my trophy."
Sneed said, "Teresa R. won't give me her damn address or phone number or details. If she does, I'll give her a trophy." And finally, you did. You said, my name is this, my phone number is this, my address is this. Now give me that fucking trophy, bitch.
I earned it. I earned that trophy. I got it on my desk too, in a very prominent place here.
Well, he got a mug, didn't he?
I did. I actually did send him a mug. He never did thank me for it or mention it or anything, but I did. I sent him a mug. It was a commemorative mug for the Panama, action.
Operation Just Cause. Operation Just Cause.
Yes, that's right. Operation Just Cause, an action that he was not in, but claimed to be in. He had to go over there because somebody, I believe that they didn't have enough, I don't know, they were getting their asses whooped down there, and he had to go over there and clean things up, is what I heard.
Yeah, the Marines. They had a bunch of Marines were stranded at the end of the canal, and the Army, of course, Sneed being a private at the time, they send Private Sneed in, save the Marines, and then Sneed gets a Marine accommodation, even though he's in the Army. Fucking
He's he was a
he
machinist, but he was more like a MacGyver, and so he could just go in there with a roll of duct tape, I guess, and
Mhm.
I don't know, a little handgun, and he just cleaned things up.
Yeah,
And who
paperclip, paperclip.
who was followed by who did Sneed? I mean, who followed Sneed?
And what happened to him? He's gone too.
Sneed's gone. He's not really gone. His channel was taken down because he puts up a bunch of conspiracy stuff, and
Yeah.
YouTube didn't like it too much. So
After Sneed was the terminal 4 cancer person, J-Dub.
Right. He brought
J
J-Dub.
Dub,
Yeah.
Well, I
J
thought
Dub.
I just got worried about Sneed. I didn't know if the toxic water had killed him or not. I hope he's okay. But
That's true. He did have that issue that he was trying to cover with the toxic water that turned out to be not so toxic. Didn't she just not want to give her address to turn her water on?
he's claiming the water was toxic, and he looked up on some news articles and stuff about the water in that town, and he found, oh my God, look at all these contaminations and the reports, and it turns out we looked into it. It wasn't the drinking water; it was the fucking effluent. It was the sewage plant he was looking at. I'm like, that's not drinking water. That's the wrong end. He's reporting all the contaminants. Look at this fecal matter. Look.
Look at the amount of fecal matter in this. Oh my God.
You fucking
They're
idiot.
pumping this out to people's houses.
That's the wastewater treatment plant. That's not the water supply. It's fucking.
It's crazy. Well, Sneed was followed by J-Dub. And poor J-Dub, she was, presented as someone who was sent home by the doctors to die. She had stage 4 cancer. I believe it was colon cancer, if I'm not mistaken. And the doctors, had done everything they could, and they just sent her home to die. And they needed money to get her to the beach for the very last time because she only had a certain amount of time left to live.
As Sneed put it, he said, one last time to put her feet in the water and her ass in the sand. One last time in June. And then they raised money for that trip.
Oh,
They
yeah.
raised the money for that trip for, a good while. Good while. And
Now this is the point where I want to say that not all scams are 100% fictitious or lies. Some of them have some truth to them. I think, along with a person we'll talk about later on, I think she did have maybe something going on, and they brought her in. But I don't think it was stage 4 terminal cancer. That's what makes these things so difficult to really wrap your arms around and decide. Because deep down you want to help somebody if in a time of need. There's no doubt about it. But you want to know that what you're hearing and seeing is actual facts, and that's the hard part. And so I think there was something going on with her. I think she might have had a little something show up, and they treated it, and it was all good. She was going to be fine no matter what, because they caught her early. But I don't think stage 4 terminal cancer sent her home to die was the situation that was happening.
I had actually had a chance to address her on a live stream one time. They had made a live stream or something, and they were talking about me, I think, and how I had, questioned the fact that, she had cancer and what have you. And she was up there saying, she'd tell me this and tell me that, but I was too scared to come up there. And I did. I went up there and I started asking her about her cancer and what her cancer, more specific questions about her cancer. And all of a sudden she ran away. She never came back on the panel. And that was what the whole panel was about, was, defending her honor. She ran off.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I think wasn't there also a big screen TV raffle for this woman on Jeff's channel?
Yeah, TV.
Yeah.
Raffle off the
Big
TV.
screen TV. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another raffle. It's weird, huh? It's weird.
Yeah, and I think during that same panel, I asked her if she'd had any previous GoFundMe's, and she's like, no. Because if you remember, we kind of looked into it. Her Instagram, she was a vacation taking fool, and I'm not super wealthy. I'm well off. I'm gonna do okay, but I don't take as many vacations as she took, and I definitely wouldn't be begging for money for if I, for something if I'm living that kind of lifestyle. But she said no, I don't never. Then when we brought them up, the GoFundMe, she's like, oh, those, oh yeah. I'm like, it was 2019. It wasn't even a year before that. How'd you? Just little things like that kind of send little red flags up for me,
Yeah, and that's what they are. They're red flags. Does anyone happen to know how J-Dub's health is now?
Yeah,
Sure
I
do.
think so.
I sent the link as timestamped. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you can play that. I think this is the update as of January 1st this year.
Remember, they sent her home to die. The doctors had done everything they could, and all she wanted to do was just go to the beach.
I'll get you to bring that up. For some reason, my audio is not working on my end.
I need a link. Where's the link?
It's in the server.
Yeah, if you need me to, I can run inside and play it. If Chris can pull it up. Well, this is well organized, huh? What a show.
All right, hang on one sec. Let me get it sharing the screen. A lot of buttons. I'm not a big fan of
It
that.
is. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Colon cancer testimony, share audio. And here we go.
Yeah, if you go to, you can play that because she doesn't talk right here. She does this. She's Bob Dylan now. Look at that.
In the chemotherapy. Poor old soul.
It was at the 12-minute mark, I think.
12:54, I believe. I mean, if I remember.
I walked into chemotherapy, and my doctor, she said, Jess, I need to ask you something. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, what have you been doing different these past couple of months? She said, it's the reason why I keep bringing you in here and doing lab work and doing PET scan after PET scan. But she said, I can't put my fingers on it. What are you doing different? And I told her the only thing I could think of is I've changed my eating habit for the better, to better me. And she asked me what that consists of. And I told her what I've been eating. And she said, well, I've got to tell you something. I said, okay. And she said, before I do that, let me tell you this. I'm stage 4 colon cancer patient. I've been at death's door twice. I've even been given a few months to live before all of this took place. So she sat there and she told me, she said, Jess, your colonoscopy was negative. And she looked at me and she said, you want to go hit the bell? And I said, what do you mean? And she said, go hit the bell. And I said, no. I said, how? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. Is this a joke? And she said, no, that's why they had been bringing me in, doing lab after lab and scan after scan, because they couldn't figure it out as well. And I said, I still don't understand how. And she's still sitting there telling me to go hit the bell. And she said, Jess, go hit the damn bell. That's her exact word.
Hey, pause
she
it for a second.
Listen, you don't question God's word.
Pause it for a second. Okay. It's funny. I just caught that. So they've been doing lab work and noticed something, but didn't tell her until like lab work after lab work after lab work. They finally no, I'm not a physician. I've never been a cancer patient, but don't they kind of keep you? They don't keep things from you, do they? Like, well, looks like it's negative, but we won't tell her yet. We'll wait a few more. I mean, is that how it goes? I don't know. I mean, maybe it is.
I have never experienced anything of the sort.
Usually they try to tell you information, whether good or bad, as soon as they know it, and say, well, we may need to do some more tests to make sure. But this is kind of what we're seeing.
I see the doctor a lot, you know, because I have a medical condition, and so you know, I'm on a, you know, because of that, I'm on the little hospital app, and so every, you know, medical test that they do in any one of their hospitals comes up on my phone. I get a little notification that says my results are back. I can look through every one of them if I want to.
Right. That's kind of how I understood it too. She's making it sound like that they saw some, it was negative, but weren't gonna tell her. And they ran lab after lab after lab, and then finally said, "Oh man, okay, we won like 5 or 6 tests in a row now. Let's bring her in and tell her." I don't know, just kind of strange to me. Is
It
there a
is to
doctor?
me too. It is to me too. That is
Yeah.
really strange. I went through hepatitis C treatment, and you know, they kept me informed of everything all the way through. Every test, you know what your, you know what your results are. You go in. You know, I mean, she's obviously seeing the doctor often, going in for these tests. Anyway, but it's just bullshit, and those are red flags. I mean, whether, I mean, you know, I'm sure there's people out there that are not very actively involved in their own treatment whenever they go to the doctor, but that's pretty ridiculous to say that, you know, you've been coming in for all these PET scans and whatever for, and we didn't say a word to you. We didn't, and we kept you on the chemotherapy, and in the meantime, we kept pumping you full of poison.
Yeah, 2 miracles, and you know, just go to Jeff's channel, get all your miracles, everything take care of.
After J-Dub, who did we have? I'm thinking it was Fuck DSS.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And Hunter was arrested because I don't even remember what the charges were. Do you guys? Some issues that he had with some um, maybe an assault or something.
Just give me a sec.
But when he was oh, there you go. Those are the charges.
Now those were the new charges, not old, new. These are all new.
Those were all new charges.
Correct.
But whenever they represented, you know, when he was arrested and they represented these charges, they said, you know, this was something different than what he was already facing. There's a thumbnail too of the live stream he had.
Yeah.
So his bail was like $50,000, and they needed $5,000 to get him out. You see, they wanted $5,000 for the bond fee. It's 10%, and they were able to raise $2,500. And I heard him say that, you know, they were on a payment plan to pay off the rest of it. But this was all represented as old charges. For whatever reason, they didn't want people to realize that they were new charges. So Jeff went to bat for him again.
Correct. Yeah.
Started raising money for him. And you can see at the very least, it looks like they raised about $2,500 for new charges that they claimed were old. Here's that screenshot.
Oh, this is kind of new to me. This what we're looking at here. Is this when you say recent? I can't see the dates on it. How recent? 2020.
2020.
Yeah, 2020. It's been a few months back.
September.
And I do want to And I believe all of these charges have been dropped against him, or that's what they claim. I haven't actually looked to see, but
Oh,
that
okay.
was my understanding.
Well, how does this tie into Jeff? Was Jeff raising money for Hunter for DSS too?
Yes, that's what I
Okay.
said. They raised about $2,500.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
making the claim that these were old charges.
And that was for attorney fees, I guess.
Well, they needed bail. They needed bail.
Bail. Oh God. See, I don't remember. I don't know. I thought they were raising money at one time. Oh, that was a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for the lawyer
There's
to fight.
there's a
Huh?
screenshot of him raising money while Hunter was in jail. And besides Hunter being in jail, there was also mommy of many. Whenever the state came in and removed the newborn from her. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was a big fundraiser for that. For her to get an attorney. They needed, I think, $2,500 to get an attorney. And the last time I looked at the fundraiser, because I actually gave her money, I sent her some money. The last time I looked at the fundraiser, it was at about maybe $1,400 or $1,200.
Was Stephanie London, the accountant, looking after that money?
I don't know. I'm not sure who was looking after it.
I'm pretty sure it was. She was asked several times to produce it. She couldn't. So no one knows where that money's gone.
No one knows where it's gone. And it was for her to get an attorney for the child. And they never did get an attorney. I know that because I've asked about it, several times.
Yeah. She's been questioned on it a few times. And she never showed the receipts. It was always an excuse. She had her phone with her or something else come up. We never seen them receipts.
Right. And, I think people really, were concerned about her and her child and making sure, that she was represented at the very least. That was my concern. I'm gonna tell you, I sent some money. I sent $40 to her, and when I sent it, I said, get rid of Hunter, something like that. I sent it to her, but when I did, I wanted to make sure that I did what I could to make sure that she did have representation. That was a concern for me. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't think that they're, I think they're very immature and what have you. But I still felt like, and I like a lot of people do. I felt like she needed representation, and I wanted to try to help her with that. And I think a lot of people want to try to help, and it's a shame, that they aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing with the money, But you don't get to decide, and I knew that going in when I sent the money. I'm not a bit. Obviously, I don't trust these people, but $40 is for a lot of people. It's no big deal, But imagine all of the $40 people are sending in to these people. Anyway, who was next after the hunters?
I have I think Jeff's next.
Wait, you mean there's more?
That's a little point that I wanted to make too, and all of these scammers that he has helped along the way.
Yeah,
None of them came to his aid. He's been getting hammered on the internet for days now, and not a single one of these people that he helped scam money came to his defense.
Yeah, and they talk about doxing. I have there's a picture floating around with NC Tyrant Hunter doxing a Madison citizen. And actually, AB donated to DSS and Mommy and Manny, and they doxed AB.
All right, that's another thing that 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 has been a major concern for me is the fact that they're doxing people that are donating money to them. I think that's pretty low.
Yeah, that's a page out of Joey the Gums book. I mean, Joey Gums doxed 3 people that donated to him. Doxed Abe Balance, doxed 2 other people. I won't mention their names, but yeah, doxed the hell out of them. Donated
Yeah,
to
and
them.
some of these people are sending them literally thousands of dollars, and they're doxing them. Well, they're not going to be telling me what to do. I do what I want. You can't buy me with your money. So here, everybody, there's their name.
No good deed goes
What kind of-
unpunished.
No kidding. No kidding. What kind of lowlife does that? Well, it seems like after, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but after DSS and he wasn't going to raise any more money for anyone else,
I'm
I
done,
think
y'all.
maybe, yeah, I'm done. That's it, y'all. I didn't know nothing about it. But I think after Mommy of Minnie and DSS, Jason D came along.
Yeah. Well, it was okay. As I recall, Jason, the DSS had been going on. Then in bam, 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 it went J-Dub, and then the trip to Georgia, the big pilgrimage, where they raffled off all the stuff and SNS, have the whole crew there. And then that was the weekend. Then when it got back that Monday is when Jason D needed the heart. He's back in the hospital.
Correct. Yep.
You ready to get into this?
Sure. I'm just trying to not put. I don't put that picture up because then I'll be doxing the guy.
Yeah. But,
Well, let's talk about Jason D just a little bit and try to refresh everyone's memory. Jason was was hit really hard with the COVID issue because the business that he owned was closed down because of COVID, right? And there was a fundraiser for that, if I recall correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong.
it was wrapped up. It was like all together there. Yeah. He'd hit a stroke of bad luck and had the COVID closed up his business that him and his wife / girlfriend ran. And so and then he got, the heart condition, the
Right,
medical
and then he got
condition.
sick.
Yeah.
Then he got sick and ended up in the hospital.
It was all together there. It was like a bam, bam, just right there in a row.
But
That was
he went into the hospital, and they discovered this heart condition that he had. And then within just a couple of weeks, he was able to get a heart transplant.
and that brings up what we were talking about earlier. And I don't know, like I said, I just go for what I do some little bit of research on, and I found out that there was an extensive waiting list for heart transplants in Wisconsin. There's a story on one little boy who finally got one after waiting 6 months to a year, and he finally got one. They did a whole story on it, and then the lead up to it, the process is very time. It's very lengthy to first get on the list, qualify to get on the list. The list is extensive, and they only have so many. They don't have many. It's not like kidney transplants. Yeah, this is a heart transplant. So the demand is high and the supply is low, and so there's a waiting period and everything just leading up to this. Then the post op. 6 months you can't go back to work. Test after test after test. The immunosuppressant. They have to check all that stuff out. There's a website for that has a foundation for heart transplants in Wisconsin. I can't remember the name of it off, but it's easily, you can just look it up.
Let's take a
and they
look at it. I think I have it pulled up right now.
It starts with an A, does it?
This, I believe, is from the Mayo Clinic.
Oh, the Mayo.
I mean,
Okay,
this is the Mayo Clinic.
That's in Minnesota, right?
This one is from, UPMC, Heart Transplant Surgery Preparation and Procedure. This is actually about the surgery itself.
Yeah, this it's a lot like that, but this one is specifically for Wisconsin, and
This does give you a little idea that the heart transplant takes, several hours. They have to drain your whole body of blood and all kinds of other stuff. And then you spend a couple of days, 2 or 3 days in ICU, and then, another 7 days or so in the hospital. So, they literally have to open your chest up, break your ribs, open them up and put a heart in there and then put it all back together. So you are, it's a long process as far as recovery.
and this is the point where I do say again, I do believe, because Jason D put out videos where he was in the hospital. I do believe, I've said it before, he did have a procedure done. I'm guessing maybe he had a minor stroke and they probably saw some blockage, and unfortunately, and it sucks that for him to have to go through that, go and have it cleared up or something. That's what I'm guessing happened. Obviously, I can't say for a fact. Could be that that the stars were aligned perfectly, and he went in and then 2 weeks later got a new heart and was back to working in a couple of weeks, or a week or two. It could be. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, so I just can go by what I read and what I find out. But maybe somebody can also help us with that if they know, in the chat, if they know someone who's gone through a heart transplant. I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty rare.
Right. And they raised money for this whole issue, this health issue, for weeks and weeks and weeks.
So
And
there's
look
a
at the
picture of Jeff Dobson, the guy in Madison. I scribbled his name out. No one see it, but it was right on NC Tyrant Hunter. It's a big channel.
And if you look at the calendar I put out, I think pretty much everybody has that link. If not, you can post it. There's a point where Jason D goes into the hospital that weekend. I think it was June 16th. And then later, like June 20 something, Jeff announces that Jason D is out of the hospital and recovering. And then later he says he stopped the raffle because Jason D went back to work. That's a pretty fast paced schedule for a heart transplant.
I know people had double pie passes. It takes a long time to get back to work.
Let's take a look at the calendar. I pulled it up.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if you can see it yet, but he went into the hospital here on the June the 16th, and he was out here 2nd of July.
Yeah, 2nd of July. That's right. So 2 weeks. He could have been in there for 2 weeks, except for a couple things.
There's a couple of things. There's a couple of red flags.
One red flag would say, I don't know, maybe the liquor store didn't close. That'd be a red flag. If someone were to call the liquor store during that time period and they were open, that would be a red flag.
That's right. If someone claimed that the liquor store was closed down and that's why they were broke, and then the liquor store was open, that would be odd.
Yeah.
There's also what's really odd is being able to go back to work so soon after a heart transplant, of all things. Like I said, they literally have to break ribs open, open up your chest.
Well, they said that the money they were able to raise actually paid the rent that was due to keep the liquor store open. And, during that time period, I mean, what's the rent going to be? I mean, let's say, I don't know, $4,000 a month. I don't know. I couldn't even venture to guess what the market is in that area. But if that's all it took to keep the liquor store going, I mean, that's what it took to shut it down, being 1 month behind on rent or whatever it was, the month, $20-something $100 that they raised caught them up. I don't see somebody shutting down their business for that little bit of money being in the red that much. plus with COVID going on, there was programs out there he could have easily taken advantage of to keep from being closed up. You don't say, oh, that's it, I'm done, I'm out of business, you know, no customers, COVID, done. No, not that quickly. 6 months down the road, maybe some business couldn't survive that much of a strain on their business, maybe 6 months, but not June, you know.
Well, there were also, you know, especially in the beginning with COVID, there were just gobs and gobs, lots and lots of money available to people for being out of work and businesses as well. I mean, you know, depending on being able to keep your employees employed, the government was giving quite a bit of money to businesses to stay, you know, to be able to keep themselves open.
Is Jason D in the chat anywhere? Have you?
I don't see him here. No.
Well, I wish he would show up. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I wish he would show up though. If he's listening and watching, Jason, during that time period, that week of the 20th, 24th, around that time period, I do due diligence. I did call the little store next to the liquor store, asked them if they had a certain type of vodka. They said no, and I said, damn it. And they said, oh, but there's a liquor store next door. And I said, are they open? They said, yeah, they're open. I then called the restaurant across the street, saying I was at a hotel room, want to see if they're open because of COVID and all this stuff. They said, yeah. And I said, okay, yeah, we're in town for the weekend or whatever. Also want to pick up some liquors. There's a liquor store around. They said, yeah, there's one across the street. I said, oh man, is it open? Dude, yeah, they're open. A lot of things point to this thing being open, not being closed up. Now, maybe they didn't know, maybe it was closed, and maybe the store next door didn't know. I don't know. But I did call the liquor store a couple of times, and they were answering. They were open. I mean, they're answering.
So was it his employees answering? I don't get it.
Well, I'm you know the situation I'm in. I wish Jason was here. I could play the phone call, and maybe somebody in the chat can clear it up. I don't know. You think?
Sure.
All right. Well, give me a minute to get set up. But Teresa, if you want to continue on, I'll let me think this through. I just wish Jason was here. I wish he was here.
Yeah, he has been mysteriously absent in all of this. I think I saw him on a panel for maybe just a few minutes or so, and then you know, he was kind of like, okay, well, you know, I didn't want it to go this far, and I just want everybody to stop talking about it and just give people back their money and that's the end of it and what have you. And then otherwise he's just been mysteriously absent in all of this, and I have to ask myself why. Why is he mysteriously absent? And why is it the only thing that we've heard since that one little panel is him calling, you know, people, telling them to tell people stuff? You know, I mean, I was on a panel with Joe Cool the other day, and he's getting texts or whatever, or calls from this guy in the middle of the live stream about how he just wants this to go away and he doesn't want people to keep talking about it and what have you. You know, I mean, come on. Where you at? Where you at, Jason D? I know we
Yeah.
ain't like that. I know we don't get along like that, Jason D, but you have some splaining to do. You know, and you know, if you think about this whole thing, I mean, my business is failing, and now I need a heart transplant, and no one questions anything. The person that's running, you know, these fundraisers and stuff, you know, the mommy of Minnie and Jeff, who are running the fundraiser and these raffles for this guy, never questioned it. Never questioned it.
Yeah. It's a big thing for a heart transplant. Did he admit he had one? I can't remember.
That's my understanding, is that's what he said. He had a heart transplant.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm still trying to pull it up here. Give me a second. Yeah, continue on for a minute.
So, yeah, there's just a lot of questions around the people Jeff had, the
Right,
rep
right,
sheet's not
right.
good, but I'm just a
Yeah,
good old country boy, right?
he didn't question the colonel. He didn't question the fake cancer. He didn't question the new charges. He didn't, he didn't question. He hasn't questioned anything. And now a heart transplant. A heart transplant. I mean, come on. I lived in Shreveport where they do heart transplants, and every time they had a heart transplant, it was on the news. Every heart transplant they did there, it was on the news. But, I mean, they do a lot of heart transplants, but like maybe 2 a week or something. It's not. It's not like they're just in there ripping out somebody's appendix or anything. I mean, you have to have someone that actually dies first, and then that person has to actually match up with all of your, chromosomes or whatever. And your body has to be prepped for this surgery. Then you have to go through the whole surgery. Then you have to recover from it. To be able to just go back to work and save your business and have a heart transplant all at the same time, and no one questions it.
Yeah.
We're gonna listen to this audio recording. It'd be the first time I've heard it.
I'm still getting it.
I see someone said something about you have to show your direct involvement in it before you get anything. That's another thing that's been a big, huge, giant red flag about all of this, is that, anytime I've asked to see anything, it's, they want you to jump through a bunch of hoops to be able to see it. I have to be nice to them, or I have to send them an email. I can't just give them my email address. I have to actually send them an email and ask for it. That way I guess they can track my IP address or whatever the hell. I don't know what the difference is than just sending it to me, but whatever. And when they show you the records, they don't want to show you the dates. They want to show you little pieces of records. That's just, it's a big red flag. That's not how, that's not how it works. That's one of the things, in accountability, you want to be able to see accurate records. You want to be able to see the real numbers. You don't want to see a bunch of bullshit. People, that's how people get away with stealing things, is that they present other people with fake records. There's, normally 2 sets of books. There's normally a way that they're hiding, what they're spending in the books that look just fine, but there's a way that they can hide it. And you can't look at all of the records. You can't find that. That's how they hide it. Red flags.
Yeah, I think after the colonel got mocked and a few other things, I mean, I also heard him say, I'll never do another fundraiser. I'm done. I'm finished after DSS, wasn't it?
After the colonel, after J-Dub, after
Yeah,
DSS.
it just keeps going.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. He's been, it's him being con too, y'all. I mean, he's out all this money. He hardly have enough money to buy a gun and a bunch of ammo. He ain't hardly had enough money to buy new cameras. Nothing.
Yeah, if you're gonna do something, wouldn't you do the pool underneath their name? Well, I don't understand it.
No, it's because it's, you know, it's one con artist working with another con artist to con people out of money, in my opinion.
Yeah, I remember that Alex 09.
Yeah.
And he did admit that he did buy an AR and ammo out of his stimulus check. That's what we were told.
So when Jeff got arrested a while back, you know, he had a big fundraiser for, you know, attorney fees and stuff, and he raised, you know, quite a bit of money. And when I talked, you know, I did a video about this with Anon a while back, and when we talked about it, it was, yeah, oh gosh, what was I going to say about that? It was, he had, you know, he came back and made a video and said, you know, that he had paid this lawyer $200 and blah, blah, blah. And like that was all that he had spent on an attorney. But he raised thousands of dollars for an attorney. And he ended up losing his case, his criminal case, and they had to appeal it or something. And now he needs more money for an attorney. Even though he raised all these thousands of dollars for an attorney, didn't spend all of it on an attorney. And now he needs more money for an attorney that he will likely not, you know, spend on an attorney anyway.
Yeah. Just thinking, Peanut, you must have a heart of gold, is all, you know.
All right.
I think that's one of the things that bothers me the most is that a lot of people that donate money genuinely have good hearts. And sometimes, and not in every case, but you know, there are a lot of times when people give money that they could really use for something else, that they could really use themselves. And there's no, you know, I don't, people can do whatever they want with their money, but it's a shame for people, you know, that people have to lie to get your money, tug at your heartstrings to get your money, when you could use it for something else that, you know, would be more productive than to give it to them so that they can buy crap.
Yeah, correct.
All right, you can check backstage.
Yep, I see it.
All right. Let's do it. See if this will work without. Is there a flicker? No, it's no flicker. It's a little tough. I'm on my phone and a PC at the same time, so it's gonna be a little bit tough. Flicker 2. All right, let's see.
Hold on, I got two Booger 2s here.
Oh shit! Which one am I?
Hold on.
Well, yeah, that's a screen share. The other one's a screen share.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, you could hear it or no? You
No.
unmute it. Right, no. Okay. All right, well, let's just play it. Let's see if maybe we can clear this thing up and see who this is, what's going on. This was up here is the original recording, 2020 6/24 at 5:52 p.m. And I dropped it in here because I did a little bit of redaction. We'll just play and see what happens.
No liquor.
Yeah, is Jason working today?
No. Can I take a message?
Well, this is long. I'm trying to get a hold of his old friend of his. I heard he wasn't. Heard he wasn't feeling well? Is he okay?
This store is closed down. He's not doing well. This store is out of business. That's all I can really tell you about that.
Oh,
but
okay. I don't know his number.
His family, I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but
No,
I'm actually the building owner. I'm supposed to meet with his family, his wife today. he has gone through a lot of medical issues.
Oh, well, see, I heard I lost his contact information. I had my old phone. And I'm trying to call him, see how he's doing. But okay, yeah, that's kind of what I heard. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Can I leave a message, or don't you? If you're a friend, don't you have his phone number?
Yeah, I had it in my old phone. I just got this new phone. This is old friend of his. I just hadn't talked to him about 5 or 6 years. I just was concerned. I got
Yeah.
word.
He without getting into it too much. My name's Roger. So if you do talk to him, you can tell him.
Okay.
But yeah, he had heart surgeries and he had a stroke. So
man.
due to some financial issues, his family had to close. Him and his wife had to close the doors. But that's
okay.
about all I can really tell you with that.
All right. Well, that's kind of what I heard too. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate that. I hope everything's okay. If you do talk to him, tell him he'll know. Just tell him I called. Was concerned about him. Hope he's doing okay. All right, buddy.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Take care.
Well, that voice sounds super familiar. I think I've heard it, I don't know, maybe blowing up online before.
Yeah.
It's really weird. That is really weird.
I'll be right back. I got a message. Be right back.
Sorry, you guys. We all have things going on in the background too, but we wanted to sort of clear the air on the things, because obviously, we do a lot of lurking, and watching and documenting things, when they come up. And when we see these little red flags and stuff, we try to document what's going on so that, whenever, the shit hits the fan, there's some sort of, trail that we can look through and see. Yeah, you're gonna have to be the judge yourself, Clash in Canada, exactly whose voice that was.
Yeah. I don't remember what the date was. He did say the date that he called.
Yeah, the 24th. Okay. Let's say this is all. Let's just try to unpack this. If that was the building owner, and the guy answered the phone as the liquor store. I redacted the first part, the actual name of the liquor store, for obvious reasons. We don't want anybody being harassed, any businesses or anything like that. But he answered the phone as the liquor store. I still have that recorded, but I just took it out. Why would the business owner be? Why would the landlord or the property owner be answering the phone line as the owner, or as the business? It's just kind of odd. It could be they had the kind of relationship. Maybe the guy was just there and he answered the phone that way. I don't know. I have a business. I also rent. But my landlord would never answer my business phone. But that's me.
Do you happen to know if maybe there was any backlash from this phone call that you made? Did anybody maybe notice or say anything about you calling?
Well, I didn't know. See, if you listen, I didn't know anything. I'm getting some feedback. I didn't really. I just did that to see if the place was open. That's what I just kind of did due diligence, and I was satisfied after that. Okay, man, this is legit. But the 24th is where one of Jeff's panels is privatized. Jason goes on there and is like, Jeff, man, the trolls are calling my landlord and telling him I'm on YouTube begging for money. Well, you heard the whole phone call. That never happened. I never said anything about him being on YouTube begging for money. I was just checking in. And so that kind of dawned on me. I said, wait a minute. Well, first of all, it kind of satisfied that I had the right right liquor store. And what are the odds? That guy got on Jason. And so Jeff was kind of roasting, you trolls, y'all are harassing the guy's business. No, that's not what happened. That didn't happen. But then I think is that what you're referring to? I think that's kind of what happened. And then I went on a couple panels, kind of challenge, just kind of questioning, about this whole heart transplant thing, and what I think on Paul and Crispy's I did that. I got kind of roasted for that too, which is natural. I mean, if you if you question something, and it's almost like a religion. You don't want, and I don't want to have to question someone's story if they're having, you know, problems in life and they need some help. That's what we're here for, you know. Hate to be that way, but I've been scammed. I got, you know, and I got into the scamming business, and I kind of have little what I call in the anatomy of a scam, and not just that, but victims' behaviors. I think Mark Twain said that it's a lot easier to fool someone than to convince them they have been fooled. People really do double down once they have an investment, emotional or financial. They really don't want to know that they've been taken. So I was catching a lot of flack, and they said, I think Paulie's argument was, you know, that I should just take it as truth. And why do I question everything? And he said his question was to me was, if a cop came up to you, if a guy came up to you and said he was a cop and he wasn't, would you automatically just not believe him? And I'm like, well, no, I don't have any emotional investment in this. Where's the emotional investment in that? There's none. Don't care. Now, if I owned if I owned a donut shop where I offered free donuts to law enforcement, well, then I'd want to check. Well, then I would be a little more of a scrutinized. Well, I need to see some proof, you know, because at that point, maybe a cop saved my family from a burning vehicle, and I own a donut shop, and I said, I'm going to give free donuts to every cop. You know, I have an emotional investment. And so, but also I want to verify anybody can just come in and say, hey, I'm a cop, where's my donuts? You know, don't work like that. Got to do a little bit of vetting. Anyway, so
See, there's a comment in the comments. I think maybe Tyrant made it. What was it? What did the call prove? And there was another one though that I thought was a really good question.
Well, the call could have been legit. It didn't. You know, we don't know. That's why I was kind of wishing Jason it could be cleared up easily.
Here we go. This is it. Jason has been welfare checked there over and over, and it destroys the business in his life. Why would he say it was him? I can, you know, I can pull all of the welfare checks on that building, and we can find out if there's been welfare checks over and over again. That's very easy.
I doubt that's happened. People do that. That's another thing that bothers me. You know, I'm getting death threats, or they're harassing. You know, and they throw that stuff out there without any proof at all. You know.
Yeah, and then
I would be happy to pull those records and to prove yet another lie. I don't mind doing that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. When you say a welfare check, you mean somebody called what does that mean? Call the police for a welfare check, or call the business?
You know, I'm going to assume that it alludes to these, you know, what these YouTubers call what do they call it? A SWAT. What do they call that? You know, it's where somebody on YouTube calls and says they need a welfare check there. They call it getting swatted, and they'll send a cop over there and they'll say, oh, you know.
I doubt seriously that there was any calls of that nature to that store about that store to any law enforcement. I doubt it. That's just another. What was the account name that said that?
That's Tyrant Dixoff. Shout out Tyrant Dixoff.
Shout out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a real common thing that, you know, scammers will say about anyone that, you know, would question what they are doing is, you know, they'll say that they're being harassed or being stalked by, you know, people who are, you know, merely just asking questions. You ask them the right questions and you're a stalker.
Yeah. And this is nothing personal. I mean, personally, I like the guy. I really do. I think he's funny. His little recent videos he's putting up, they're fucking hilarious. And I think he's, you know, I have nothing. It's a hard thing to explain. You just want to know what's being put out there is truthful. You know, even my best friends, some of them tell me crazy stories, and I call them on their bullshit. Bullshit. That didn't happen. Tell the truth. You know, they're still my best friends. You know.
Yeah.
So Jason's story is that the business was closed, and that they were, you know, losing the business, and they needed money for the rent. And you know, whenever you call there, the business is actually open. So what does that prove? I don't know. What does it prove?
Well, the business owner, that guy Roger, said it was closed. He did validate the story.
That's right, he did. But I went
Yeah.
back and I looked through some of the Google reviews, and
Oh yeah.
and it when I looked through the Google reviews, there was people that were giving them good reviews right there on those dates, like they were open. In
On
fact, I
that
think it said they were open.
On those dates, huh? June.
I believe so. I'm gonna have to pull that up. I don't think I still have it up.
What do you mean? Proof?
I mean, question. Keep
What's all this?
throwing up questions. That's right.
What-
Keep throwing up questions because we've done our digging. We've
What's
done
all
our
this?
research
What's
on
all
this.
this making statements? What's all this making statements and then providing proof? What the fuck is that? You can't do that. That's not how it goes. Well, you can't pull that up though, T. You know what I'm saying?
I do. And the only reason that I'm not going to pull it up is because I don't want to dox where he works. I
Right,
don't
exactly.
want
Yeah.
I don't think that he owns the business, and I don't want to affect the people that actually do.
That brings up an interesting point about like if you own a business, articles of incorporation indicate that, and if you own a liquor store, then the liquor license would indicate that. And we kind of looked into that, right? And the actual owner and holder of the liquor license, the initials are MS, not JD or anything of that nature. Now he could be employee owned. He could be like a minor 2%. I don't know what it is to the reporting requirements for someone being on the articles of incorporation. Sometimes in some states, it's if you own less than 20%, something like that, then you don't have to be listed. You can be like a minor, a super minority owner, 2%, 3%.
It'd be
4%.
weird though. It'd be weird though if you only owned, 20, less than 20%, or whatever, that you were paying the 100% of the rent.
Yeah, that'd be odd. Yeah, unless that was 2%. Unless the rent was $100,000 a month. Then
That's true. That's true.
oh.
So yeah, I
Anyway,
think
do
we
we have?
covered quite a bit.
I think we did too, and I know that people are still, going to defend these scams and Jeff and say, whatever. You get to give your money to whomever you want, but there are people out there that get to look into it and get to tell you what exactly it is you're getting yourself into when you donate money to these people.
Yeah, that's correct. I agree. We've been quiet for a while, and there was a reason for that. So, because of the digging.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's one other thing that I want to bring up too, and that's the camera. I don't know if you guys want to bring that up.
Yes, let's do it.
Let me pull that up real quick. You don't want to think that, you don't want to think that people are involved in these scams and whatever, and then and then you see things that are sort of odd. Let me see if I can find that. You see things that are sort of odd whenever people pull up and share their screen and stuff. Oh gosh, I don't know where that is. Can you link it to me? Where was that? It's on the big page. Here it is. We watched a little video clip of it earlier too. Do we have that? I don't know where that is, but I'll show you the screen grab.
Yeah, I have the clip. You post the screen grab, and I'll do the clip. I got it ready.
it's not super easy to see here, but this is a screen grab from a live stream that Jeff did. You can see over here on the left, you got him and somebody. Oh God, is that Canuck guy? The cutting guy. Oh my God, he's a big donor though, so you know he's not a cunt yet. But and it's really hard to see, but you can see this highlighted thing right here in this list of files. It says Jason D's camera. This is Jeff's computer. This is Jeff sharing a screenshot. He wanted to share something, and when he opened up the camera, this is what came up in the beginning. And Anon's got a little clip of it, the actual clip of it, which is somewhat important because you have to wonder how he did not see the red flags behind the scam, and you have to kind of wonder if this isn't something that they plan out. Let me try to get a solo layout. I'm going to have to open it up in Chrome.
So he says, shit, you're not supposed to see that, right?
Anon, I didn't hear the video. Did you play it?
Just a sec, I'll grab it again. Hold on.
Open it in the Chrome or in your browser. Share it from there.
Yeah, just a sec.
If you have a minute, you can share my screen.
Is that the right one? No. All right, just hang on. I can't find it. Let me have a look.
I'm trying to get Anon to share it with me.
Oh, he's in this. He's okay.
I know we watched it earlier.
Still, I can't find it. I had it up for a minute. Did you say Anon shared the script, the video you're looking for?
Yeah, I know. I saw it earlier. He shared it with me and I had it. I think he's watching. I'm hoping that he'll send it to me. Can you DM it to me? All right, I found it. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. Try and hang on. I'm so sorry, y'all. Trying to put it in the window.
We need some music playing in the background, some shit like that. It's tough though because we're really trying to be careful not to screw up and dox anybody. It's so much information we don't want to, especially dox a wrong person. That'd be horrible. Or dox anybody. We don't want to dox anybody.
All right, maybe I can play it from QuickTime. Let me try. Screen share application. I don't know if you can hear the sound on this though. I'm gonna try. You see it there?
Yeah.
All right, let me find it again on QuickTime. Is it on the screen?
It's on the screen.
Okay, let me rewind it.
What this is?
Yeah, I guess it's rewound. Okay, excuse me. This is right around the time that he opened up that window that I showed you, the little screen, the screen grab, and this is a 6-second little video clip. So let's listen.
No sound.
No, no
Can you hear the
sound.
sound?
No.
Darn it. I'm trying to put it in a window. Let me try again. I don't know why. For whatever reason, it won't go in.
We need to get Shiva up here. He's good at untangling audio issues because he has them so often.
I don't know, that drives me crazy. I don't know why it won't open. Usually I could just drop them into the browser and it'll open.
While you're looking, Teresa, Nathan, you want to open the panel?
I'm sorry, say again?
Should we open the panel?
Yeah, I got a couple of DMs about some people wanting to jump up. I don't think we should make it into a shit show, but yeah, I think, what do you think? Should we?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you can drop, I'd love to hear people's input, or one way or the other, devil's advocate. Yeah, I'd love to hear all that. So I say, yeah, just be selective about, just don't bring up, we don't want a whole bunch of noise, but so yeah. I mean, obviously it's up to you.
Yeah, because people have been talking about this for a lot of days, and I'm a little tired of talking about it too, and I'm sure people are tired of hearing about it. But we wanted to do our best to try to give you, accurate information as opposed to just all of the here and there and this I guess this shit show that's been going on, because we have been watching it for a long time. Man,
yeah, we
figure
have.
this out.
It's good, guys.
Hey, Joe.
You about to have a guest, man. Let him on.
Okay, all right. How you doing, Joe?
I'm good. Matter of fact, oh wait, let me show y'all.
Wait, Trump says with you, huh? There he is. What's he doing?
We just had tell him, Trump.
Hey, we just had dinner at Al Capone's old hangout.
We had
I just ate ribs with this dude. And
Hey Joe, you got to take him down to the Wild Hundreds, buddy.
No, I just took him out west and showed him some crazy shit too, Joe. And I took him on Lakeshore Drive and showed him downtown too.
You talking about West Chicago? That's the old no, who was out there? The Rangers were east. Who's out there on the west side?
Well, now it's all Vice Lord folk on the Hustlers.
Vice Lord, yeah, the Vice Lords.
I took him on the weed spot while all the murders happened and shit, Joe. I showed him the gutter, Joe.
Hey, driving by Obama's house, and he could.
You know, I've never been by there, but I've been by the mayor house a couple times. Matter of fact, we went there to disorderly deliver the pie. I think we went. Oh, she had a special law in Chicago that no one could film from her block. Everyone where else it was okay. So me and DP went there day one and probably day two as well to bust that shit. Fuck that.
Well, I understand. I don't know. From what I understand, you can't even get down that street, huh? Where Obama's house is.
I haven't been to Obama's shit. I'm talking about the mayor's crib. She's
got
the
mayor's crib. Yeah.
Got guards out there.
Hey, Navin, I can tell you this: the streets that we were on, the mayor doesn't live on because.
That's fucking. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, but when you said you don't want to make this a shit show, I said let's go, Joe.
Oh Lord.
Let me text this idiot, Joe. He don't realize he telling me he need a link. Do you not realize? Are you watching the show? The link's in the chat, bro. That's how I got up here. I don't have special powers or to hook up or something.
We're working our magic. That's how we got up here.
Magic, apparently.
Which one of you is holding the bail money?
I hope you got it, Navin.
I got you. Yeah, I got Joe covered anytime.
We might get popped together.
Hey, my name's Joe too.
Trump said you're on your own, buddy. I got Joe covered.
Hey, you know what, Navin? You're right. I'm rolling alone. I just happened to be in Chicago and I said, I ain't scared. Let's do this.
Let's do it, baby. Is that my man? Oh, in the basement, Lurker.
That's all right. That's good. Hope y'all having fun.
We are, man. It's been so great. And check this out, Navin. This is a totally off topic. But you know, me and dude are opposites and yell at each other all the time. I don't know if you know, but I met Trump over a year ago. We talk on the phone if something ever comes up and shit. And he said to me, he's like, Joe, you're doing that shit you preach about. You're doing it right now, you know, talking about the, you know, getting up with niggas with different opinions or whatever. You know,
we're polar opposites.
Yeah, but you know,
that's great.
So man, he's a street cat too, though. So we're gonna, you know, we're gonna connect.
Well, it's a beautiful thing when complete opposites can get along and hang out for a night right around town. That's great.
Beautiful, it is. I even tried to chase the scanner a little bit.
I get to preach my word too. And he gets.
I need to know what precinct. I need to know what precinct y'all are in, so I can tune into the scanner.
15th district. 15th district. Well, right now we're kind of far away somewhere.
We're incognito right now.
Yeah, we're far away.
All right, 15th. Okay.
So that's where we been listening to the scanner, yo. Shit, something else I want to say. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking slip that fucking fast. I'm high as hell. We had come out to the car to smoke and you know, smoke my black after eating. I'm stuffed.
I swear to God, we just ate like kings.
Oh man, yes, man. I'm enjoying myself. So we saw Navy Pier and Lakeshore Drive, all that bullshit.
Even down Lakeshore. Okay. It's looking good these days, huh?
It is, man. You know what, though? Since COVID, as the people, the population is so different than whatever you saw and imagine. If you ain't seen it, COVID, it's like a naked person or something. It's so different.
Is it true? Is it true? Like a lot of the birds and everything are kind of, they didn't have much, not scraps or anything really. There's not many people going down there. So all the birds and everything still around? Pigeons and shit?
You know what? I hadn't noticed that it's before you said it. I never heard that before. But I would agree, man. Shit, they've been gone for a fucking while, and they were all in the fucking. We had, instead of pigeons, we had pigeons in years. We got seagulls, and they're smart. They go into the parking lots of grocery stores and look for McDonald's bag. They know how to flip it over. They know it's gonna be a few French fries in the box. They street. But they.
Do you have anything to add about the subject at hand, by chance?
Was that? I'm sorry, Teresa. When I said,
I want to hear about these diabetic seagulls now. Yeah. Oh shit. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Teresa. Go ahead.
Teresa, what are we talking about? What's the subject?
I didn't really have anything to say about the show. I just knew some fireworks about to happen, but this nigga's taking so long to come up here.
I thought he was in the basement.
Oh yeah, he did say he was in the basement. Did you check the basement for that dude?
Lurker. Somebody's in the basement, ain't he?
He might have someone in your basement, bro.
I just want to play this clip first. Just hang on.
All right.
He's been down there a long time.
Oh, he's a big boy. You can clean up while you're down there, bro.
Yeah,
Hang on one second, Joe. I want to go over this real quick again because I want you guys to remember the dates.
Okay.
The dates of these fundraisers.
Oh my!
The red flags that were in place. The crafting of this giant lie, and just pay attention to what you see on this video.
Okay.
Teresa, if I agreed with you that he's a scammer, what can we do about it?
This one of your videos, baby. Teresa, this one of your vids.
It's awareness. Raising awareness.
Oh, this is one of Jeff's. Okay.
I got you. So it's the awareness factor.
All right, I see it.
I got
It's kind of like, how Jeff makes people aware of these scammers that people can donate money to. And I make people aware that they're scammers.
Yeah. I just wonder what we could do about it. I mean, we can do awareness, but man, he's got
This is what we do. This is what we've learned to do about it.
Trump said, when it comes down to it, we don't want people to go away thinking, man, I'm never going to trust anybody ever again. I'm not going to help my fellow man out. I'm never going to donate. We want that to happen. We want to come up with some sort of, I don't want to make it ordained, but way of saying, look, we're not going to do anything unless we have something properly vetted to its fullest extent, and not just. And it needs to be somewhat open. It just has to be.
I agree, brother. I agree. But you know what the problem is people come in online just like I was. I came in, I didn't know anybody or what was going on, and I see a video of somebody pretending to help somebody or actually helping somebody, but really that person is a scumbag. Then I start donating, and I find out later on.
That's what they've been talking about, a safeguard.
Yeah, but there's got to be a way, but I don't see it. I mean, how many people are going to watch this video? The people that are already in this community. You know what I mean? So
well, that's where this is happening. So I think it's fine that one. I mean, this is why that 501c3, the charities that are operating under tax exempt status, have to provide so much disclosure and so much information, not just about themselves, whether how much money they're keeping, how much money that goes to the recipient, but they're finding it's so, and it needs to be because otherwise you'd have people selling London bridges all over the fucking place,
Hey, and let me clear something up for you, brother. Okay.
I'm listening.
There's these 501c3s getting money from the United States government to house homeless veterans. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and they're very open about. They have to. Go ahead.
They're under investigation because they pocketed all the fucking money. Okay.
And they should.
That's right. And it's easy to track it down because their books are open. You see how that works?
It's not.
You see how they're able to charge these people and they're able to regulate these charities because the books are open.
Billions are gone. Billions are gone.
Well, they wouldn't have been able to find that out because we're still, we still have no idea how much money is gone out of all of these pools and PayPals and whatever. You know why? because we're not allowed to look at the documentation like a 501c3 would have to do.
Well, they just forged the books, Teresa.
Yeah, I'm okay
The
with that.
501c3s are forging the books too.
If
And
Bob,
they're getting caught, and
Yeah,
they should be caught, and they should be
you can
prosecuted for
forge.
what they're doing.
I agree,
You
Navin.
can forge them all day long, and if you
No
have a
one
good,
is-
if you have a good forensic accountant
one
to
is-
go in there and dig through the books, you can find it.
No
That's
one
how it works.
held accountable. Billions are being stolen, and veterans are being
Okay.
left on the streets. Who's
Well,
being
think how much more rampant it would be if there was no oversight, and none, zero. And that's kind of what we are in this community. There's not much oversight, not much accountability in these things. Joe, I'm sorry, your girl Sugar. I'm sorry, that should have been open. That should have been wide open. I mean, it's a charity. It ran it as a charity. These screenshots, I'm just not fond of that. And for someone to say, I've looked at it and it's all legit, it's done, no more about it. No.
like
wait,
the cops
Trump,
investigating
wait.
the cops?
That was
Hold on, guys. I want to get this video over with. Hold on. Jeez. Give me 10.
I'm trying to remember my thought.
Okay.
This a video you got from Manon, Teresa? This one?
Yeah, this is the one I got earlier. It's just a little clip. Like I said, I think it's like 6 seconds.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, I'll wait.
I'm sorry, was that Joe?
I was gonna say I didn't mean to be the guy who investigated that and came out like I did. I wanted to mostly satisfy my own self and my own curiosity because so many people was talking about. I knew I was not the guy for it because I don't like the TDM and the shit like that. I know Sugar would, and I immediately thought I need someone anti-Jeff, but dishonest and trustworthy and all that shit.
Well, she's not anti-Jeff, so.
Anyway, I picked Nevaeh. I thought Nevaeh would be fair as fuck. And she said yeah, and but she didn't show
Why
up.
do you get to pick, Joe? Why do you get to pick?
Because it was my idea. Maybe I should have jumped in your mind and you picked. Who the fuck else?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I asked or sooner than you, earlier than you. Why is it that you get to pick and you get to dictate and you get to tell Jeff and only Jeff gets to tell you? Why is that?
Because Teresa, that's how it's like. It's the same thing in this community as it is.
Well, it's like this. It's like this. Jeff and Joe can go and they can have all of the live streams and all the live panels, and they can divert away from the actual facts of it all they want. They can do that all day long. But I'm not going to stay on a panel with them, diverting and bringing out a bunch of bullshit to try to get us off track. I'm just not going to do it tonight. Sorry.
Yeah.
So let's get back on track and
Joe,
and stop making excuses for this fat fuck.
Hey, Joe, hold on. Let me say something. I don't know if you caught a Big D show the other day, but here's what I used the analogy of. The analogy I used is that in my business, we go to auctions for kids where we're in the auction when it's happening and occurring, and we're there and we're auctioning. We're bidding on items, and the kids get the items. They also get the money. It's a pretty neat thing. It's a win for everybody. But while we're there, they don't ask us what the money is for. Because we're there, we're in it. We're in the auction. We're in the room.
Right.
But there's also an online brokerage running also at the same time, and it's online. They're not there. So the person who wants to bid on something specifies which auction, because it's a brokerage house that runs it online. They specify the auction. This for this. That's the analogy I'm using between the PayPal and the super chats. The PayPal, yeah, you had to specify this PayPal is for Jason D.
Yeah. But
the super chats, you're in the live stream, and there's the title of the live stream said all proceeds go to Jason D. So when someone does a super chat for $10 or $20, or gets 2 of those raffle tickets, $20 gets 4 raffle tickets, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't need to specify this is for, because they're in the fundraising panel. Yeah. So when you go back and look through the analytics of the super chats and you don't see Jason D, that doesn't mean it wasn't for him, because it was during.
So we gave anybody on those days, we gave to Jason.
From from June 16th to the end of basically all up through middle of July.
No, we went through some streams. I don't know if we went through them all because I'm an asswipe. But to see some of them were about totally different shit that was not about Jason. And Jason didn't even come up in some that were very close to, where he was the topic. It was way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I would have they all would have been for Jason. That was so far from the fucking case. A lot of the fucking days it wasn't even talking about Jason.
Yeah, no one really gives a shit what y'all did. What he can do is he can make all the videos back public again. And then people can go through and they can judge for their own damn selves. That's my deal, motherfucker. That's my deal. My deal is to give you accurate information, not a bunch of bullshit.
Don't call me, it'll knock me out. Don't call me. Why are you mad at me? What did I do to you?
I'm not mad at you. I'm just telling you how the cow eats the cabbage, buddy.
That was a country shit. I couldn't keep up.
Like I said, you and Jeff, y'all go make all of the videos you want and put out all of the bullshit you want and half truths and all this other stuff, and then private the videos so nobody can even go back and look at what you said. Okay, do that there, because I'm not going to be a part of it here.
All right, I'm saying, do you really think I have control over Jeff or I could private one of his vids? Why are you saying you're mad at me?
I gotta say that Jeff was being extremely untruthful when he first of all he said all my vids are made public, and we know that wasn't the case. And then he I think Sugar said all his vids have been made public, and Jeff said no, wait, some of them aren't because they had some copyright not strikes but complaints, which is not a big deal, not enough to you don't get the money for that panel. But looking at those, there wasn't any. Look at July on my calendar. No, all those videos are up and fine. Those are fine. But the ones in June during this time period, there's a lot that have been privatized, and I guarantee you it wasn't because of a copyright claim. So it's up to Jeff to just make them public again.
They're gone. They're gone. And then I'm really fed up with, this whole, well, we went through this and we went through that, and Jeff's a good guy, but he has already admitted to doxing people that donate money to him. He has already admitted that he didn't give the guy all of the money. He's admitted to everything that we are up here saying. He's already admitted to it. And here we are going through the same information again and just telling you just how much deeper this actually goes.
And his first reason,
he's going to come up here and he's going I'm just sick of that bullshit.
That's all right.
Come up here and try to defend that.
Hold on, Teresa. His first reason for privatizing videos he said clutter. Remember, he said his first reason was there's a lot of clutter. Just kind of keep things kind of clean. I go and privatize things because of cluttered all this. Now, come on, man. Nobody. That's not a reason. And then he changes it to some of them had a copyright thing. I can't make them public. Then they'll get another copyright. But a strike is different than a complaint. A strike is more serious. You get three of those, you're done for a while. You can ask Shiva about that, but you've all seen where you actually there was some music playing and it was a complaint. They picked it up and they just demonetized that video, But that didn't happen to Jeff during that time period. Now he can always prove me wrong, but I guess his argument is that if he does it, if he makes them public, then they'll get struck. They'll get the complaint again. Well, I don't know. Maybe upload them to another channel or something. I don't know.
Hello.
Sounds like Shiva.
Am I edible to you?
Yeah. We can hear. We can eat you. We can eat you just fine.
Nice. Thank you for allowing me onto the panel, Lucas. You didn't invite me on. I nearly misspoke there. Thank you for allowing me onto your panel. I gotta say, J-Dubs can go and fuck off and die in a bucket of shit.
Well, there's that.
There's that.
All right.
Because I watched her video earlier, and while she didn't explicitly come out and say that changing her diet and praying to God cured her fucking cancer, she essentially came out and said praying to God and eating fucking egg drop soup. And what was it?
Curry and cabbage.
Curry and cabbage. Just no,
And
no.
and now she has a new show, cooking with J-Dub, cure cancer and eat well at the same time. I don't know, fuck.
It's funny how she kept saying that during that period that she was changing her diet. She was also on chemo. Yet she didn't think the chemo had anything to do with it.
Well, she was continuing to get chemo even though they were running test after test that proved that she was cured.
I'm gonna say, for someone who's been getting chemo, she fucking looks good, didn't she? You know, she doesn't look
She
skinny.
never lost an ounce. She
FYI.
never lost a pound.
Or
She
yeah,
didn't
or,
lose her, or you know,
the-
she's got all her hair on. Oh, unless that's a really good wig.
FYI, the survival rate of someone who's been diagnosed with stage 4 terminal cancer is less than 5%. But there's always a chance.
Yeah, that's right.
And
you're
it's
staying
the thing that really pissed me off was when she said, "If you live right, pray to God and change your diet, you can reverse the curse." And I just thought, nah, fuck off, just fuck off.
Well, she needs a new scam because, you know, the colon cancer and her dying has run its course. And now, you know, she's going to make these cooking videos and stuff. And that's going to be the
Well, she
next
bugged
scam.
out. She bugged out on the community. She bugged out on the whole community. Made a farewell video, bugged out. Now it's coming up on a year anniversary of the big fundraising for her to be happening in April. Do you think she'll at least make an appearance and, hey, you guys, thank you for everything you did for me and all that? I mean, that'd be the right thing to do, huh?
I think not going around saying that praying and eating curry cured her cancer would be the right thing to do. Man, why is it that people who believe in sky wizards... Sorry, and I'm sorry if you believe in a sky wizard either on the panel or in the chat. Am I sorry? No, probably not. Why is it that people who believe in sky wizards believe the most ridiculous things? And I suppose I've just answered the question, haven't I? The answer is in the question.
Yeah, so I think we hit pretty well on everything. What's going on, where we are in the thick of things. So I'm gonna cut this right now if you guys don't mind. You want to go live or something there, Shiva? You're more than welcome. You know, I'm just gonna cut it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe I will.
We can talk about the, what was it? What did you call the sky what?
Sky wizards.
Yes, we can talk about sky wizards there. Hey, before we go though, you know, I am a little passionate about this. I know people say that, you know, I'm a little bitter and scorned about the whole thing, but I've been in, you know, I've been there believing the fairy tale in all of these people and wanting to help and, you know, really wanting my money, you know, and I've donated lots of money into this community and wanted my money to help and really thought that it was. And, you know, it was really hard for me to sort of accept the fact that,
I'll start a
you know, it
live stream.
wasn't.
That way we can watch the video that we've been trying to watch for the last half hour. Everybody's screaming in the chat to watch the video.
Which video?
The one that you guys were supposed to be playing a half hour ago.
Oh, we never did play it. We did play it, didn't we?
No, Joe came up and he diverted it. And I mean, everybody's screaming in chat.
Oh,
play the video.
I'll get it. It's only short. It's just short. Teresa, DM
It's a really
me
short video.
and we'll get. I'll share your screen here, Teresa, and we'll play it.
What video is this? Is this the camera video? What video? I forget.
Yeah, this is that really short video, and what you can see, you know, he accidentally shows this file, which is a camera. It's called Jason D's camera, and if you look at the date on the camera, Jason D's camera, you know, it was a camera that they auctioned off through all of this. But the date on it was, you know, before anyone ever knew he was sick. Isn't that weird?
Well, it was the 17th. It'd be the Tuesday. It'd be the day after the 16th. 16th.
So the day after?
Yeah, the day after. One day later.
Okay. Okay. Are you gonna play it? I don't have it queued up. I'm sorry. I tried my best.
Oh well.
He's got it.
See, no audio. Ain't happening.
Well,
crap.
We'll watch it at Sasquatches or something.
Yeah. Your hey T, you're
I'll
you're
upload
using
it.
VLC. Your VLC, you have your audio device set to what in VLC?
Okay, I'm stepping down and starting the panel.
Okay.
Since lurkers want to end it, I'm good with that. And
Sure.
thanks for having me up. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah, I tried to play it in the Chrome browser, to put the file in the browser. It won't open there for whatever reason. It just keeps downloading it.
Yeah. You gotta upload it somewhere so you can take advantage of the desktop audio in StreamYard. And you should.
Yeah, that's what I'm desktop audio.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's what.
Well, thanks for allowing me on to vent a little bit at J-Dub's horrendous cancer video.
Sure.
And,
Anytime, Shiva.
I'll see you later.
Okay, that's
And by
it.
the
We're
way,
wrapping up.
I am the real Nathan Johnson, by the way. This is what Nathan Johnson looks like. This is why you never see him on camera. This is what he looks like.
What is that picture of? Let me see. I can't see it. Damn it. Can you maximize it, Lurker?
It's
Wow.
it's
Oh,
like
is it
a lot of it's udders. Let me put it
Udders?
that way.
Yep, that's me. There I am. Hey, there I am.
Look how big your ears are.
I was very bloated that day. I mean,
Yeah, you
Always
need a good
good
milking,
cheese.
hey.
you just fucking me. See, she was just fucking with me because I've been ragging on him about his passwords.
Be nice, 10th man. You've had hours and hours and hours to talk about this, and you do get a little carried away. So we're trying our very best to keep it on subject. I don't know if you noticed. So.
Well, for wrapping up, I'm gonna go now. For wrapping up, gonna charge up my phone and everything. But
Thanks, Nathan. Teresa.
all right.
Thanking on too for that clip, and whoever else put information that we got for the server. I appreciate it. So, all right, well.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone.